Don't look now, but the Sens have won 4 of 5. And don't look now, but the Sens have less losses than the Leafs and 1 fewer win in 2 less games. I thought one of those teams was supposed to be good and one of them was supposed to be bad. Huh. I just want to celebrate another game they're winning. I just want to celebrate. Sens win 2-1 over the Philadelphia Flyers. How are the young guys now? I finally did it! I scored again! Quit taking penalties! The Sens are gonna blow this game! Way to tie up the stick in front. Not. Well done. Just well done. You better believe we're gonna be having a penalty chat at the end of this one. What a time to be alive! What a long and brutal season that was. This team, man! Well, that was a game. Not a whole heck of a lot actually happened for most of the game, but at least the Sens got the win. As always, let's kick things off with lineup changes. With the Sens getting a little healthier of late, they made a number of roster moves and not just lineup changes, as they sent JC Beaudoin and Jonathan Davidson back to Belleville and activated Logan Brown off injured reserve. With that in mind, Beaudoin comes out of the lineup and Logan Brown goes in. Aside from that, the Sens made just one other lineup change, as Anders Nilsson got the start in place of Craig Anderson on the first half of a back-to-back. And one other quick Sens roster update, Rudolf Balcers is finally healthy to return. He was sent to Belleville where he'll probably get some conditioning in, and it started out very well, as he scored twice last night for the Belleville Sens, including the overtime winner in a 4-3 win over the Bridgeport Sound Tigers. If he can keep having efforts like that, I wouldn't be shocked to see him back in Ottawa very soon. And despite things going pretty well for the Sens of late, they come out in the first period and are absolutely nowhere. They turn the puck over left, right, every which way, but thankfully for Ottawa, Anders Nilsson makes a number of huge saves to keep the game still 0-0. Unfortunately for the Sens, Big O's Bakery keeps serving up turnovers, and the Flyers finally take advantage. About 2.5 minutes in, Brandstrom can't get it out, Nemesnikov overskates the puck, Ron Hainsey gets walked and then falls down, Pitlick skates in, roofs the shot over Anderson, and it's 1-0 Flyers. I mean, we're only 2.5 minutes in, and this goal shows everything the Sens have been doing in the first 2.5 minutes of this game. Not good. If they don't wake up, it's gonna be a long night. Fortunately, by the time the game hits the 5-minute mark, the Sens wake up, and we have an actual hockey game. Not a good one, or an exciting one, but an actual game instead of just one team skating around with the puck. Both teams have some chances, as JVR hits the post, Logan Brown hits the post on a wide open net, Lindblom fans on a wide open net, and we head to the first intermission with the Flyers still in front 1-0. Then a few minutes into the second period, Bobby Ryan does the same thing as Logan Brown and hits the outside of the net on a wide open net, and the Flyers still lead 1-0. Brandstrom then hits the post a few minutes later, and finally, not long after that, the Sens get on the board. Tyler Ennis gets the puck on the Sens power play in the right wing circle. He takes 2 strides in, fires a shot at Carter Hart. It trickles between his legs. It sits on the goal line. One of the Flyers players tries to pull it out, jams it in the net, and just like that, we're tied at 1. It's a bit of a lucky goal. Actually, no, that's a lot of a lucky goal, but I'll take it. And ironically enough, the Sens have 5 power play goals this season, and Tyler Ennis now has 3 of them. The guy doesn't score a lot, but he gets the power play ones. Not long later, with the Sens pushing for the go-ahead goal, Chabot hits the crossbar, and the Sens' luck goes from bad to worse. But a few minutes later, that hard work pays off. Chris Tierney steals the puck from Travis Konechny in the Flyers' corner. He feeds Philip Chalapik, who's in almost the exact same spot as Tyler Ennis. Chalapik fires the wrister by Carter Hart, and it's 2-1 Sens. What an excellent little play by Tierney to steal the puck. But this whole goal starts with Dylan DeMello. The puck goes flying out of the zone, or so we thought. Dylan DeMello smacks the puck out of midair. It bounces off the ice, barely stays inside the zone. He then feeds it around the boards, allowing Chris Tierney to steal it, and Chalapik to snipe it. That's one of the things I've got to say I've been really impressed with the Sens so far this season. They don't quit, and they seem to actually make life very difficult on the other teams. Minus the Carolina game, maybe. That goal gives the Sens their first and only lead of the game, and is the final goal of the period, as we head to the third, with Ottawa still in front 2-1. Then early in the third, Brady Tkachuk tries to dump the puck out, it hits the stanchion, bounces back into the zone, lands on the stick of Konechny, he races in 2-on-1 with Couturier, Konechny fires a shot off the pad of Nilsson, Nilsson kicks it aside, lands perfectly on the stick of Couturier, he's got a wide open net, and he Bobby Ryan's it, and Logan Brown's it, and hits the outside of the net. Whew. I guess that's karma, for it happening to the Sens twice, and for the puck bouncing off the glass horribly. That's about as good a look as the Flyers would get for the rest of the game, as they finish the game on a 4-minute power play, but can't find the back of the net, and the Sens win 2-1. It wasn't very high event hockey, and the Sens barely managed 6 shots a period, but as Paul McLean used to like to say, a win's a win's a win. As always, let's get into good news, bad news. If you watched last night's game, I think it's pretty obvious what the good news is. Anders Nilsson was excellent last night, and that is the good news. Sure, you could point to Ottawa's penalty kill as a big reason Ottawa won last night, but a large part of what makes a penalty kill successful is the goaltender, and it didn't matter whether Ottawa was killing penalties or not. Anders Nilsson was really good last night. He needed to have a bounce back after an unlucky and pretty poor performance on Monday against Carolina, and boy did he ever do that. I mean, you look at just the 5 minutes alone, Nilsson was all over everywhere, making save after save after save, just keeping the game 0-0, or at least 1-0, and at least allowing the Sens to get themselves in the game and finally grab themselves the only lead they would need. Ottawa's had a lot of success of late, and a big reason for that is Anders Nilsson. He was once again very good last night, and that is the good news. Now, for the bad news. The Ottawa Senators are currently tied with the Calgary Flames as the teams who have been shorthanded most so far this season, and that is the bad news. Ottawa likes to play hard, which is great, but they take way too many penalties. Right now, they're top 10 in power play goals allowed, and they're 14th in penalty kill percentage, despite allowing the most power plays in the league. Last night, things didn't get any better as the Flyers were 0 for 5 as well. Sure, that 0 for number is great, but like I mentioned in the good news, a large part of that was Anders Nilsson. If you keep giving up power plays, you're going to lose a lot of hockey games. Especially if your penalty kill is an average middle-of-the-pack team. Ottawa gave up 5 power plays last night, and they've been doing that kind of thing all season long, and that is the bad news. Next up, the Sens return to action tonight when they visit the Buffalo Sabres. That contest will be the first of 4 meetings on the season between the two teams, who won't see each other again for more than a month. And the two teams come into the contest with a rather interesting recent head-to-head history, as they split their 4 games last season, with Ottawa winning their 2 games by a combined score of 8-2, while Buffalo won their 2 games by a combined score of 14-4. But so far this season, it's the Sabres who come in as the better team, as they're 4 points up on Ottawa with the game in hand. But the Sabres also come into the game losers of 6 in a row and of 7 of 8, so there's a chance. With Buffalo reeling right now, if Ottawa can get off to a quick start and put the Sabres behind the 8 ball early, it'll probably be good news for Ottawa. That does it for this video. Hit like if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share it with anybody you know, and today's question is, how concerned are you with the number of penalties that Ottawa's taking? Do you think it's a legitimate concern, or do you think it's something that will even itself out over time? Let me know what you think down below, and we'll see you later tonight when the Sens visit the Buffalo Sabres.